Breaking, Wang Yibo Xiao Zhan just changed LGBTQ plus history. Asia can't stay silent. In a moment that has stunned not only China but rippled across Asia and the global entertainment sphere, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, two of the most influential male stars in the C entertainment industry, have just done the unimaginable. After years of rumors, whispered truths, cryptic interviews, and tear-stained fan theories, the truth has finally emerged. They are in love. And this time, they're not hiding. What unfolded just 47 minutes ago during an exclusive live stream has already been labeled Asia's Stonewall moment by international headlines. But the story behind that broadcast is even more captivating, filled with hidden rendezvous, emotional breakdowns, silent protests within an industry known for its suppression, and two men who refuse to keep living behind locked doors. The live stream that shocked the world. The broadcast was announced with no warning, a black screen with a simple title: "We've arrived." Fans rushed in by the millions, believing it was a teaser for a joint project, maybe a short film or an announcement for a new drama. What they got instead was Wang Yibo, dressed in a white shirt with unbuttoned sleeves, sitting beside Xiao Zhan, who wore a black turtleneck and visibly trembling hands. "I don't know how to begin this," Xiao Zhan said, voice already cracking. Wang Yibo, always the more emotionally reserved of the two, reached for his hand under the table and didn't let go. "We don't want to pretend anymore," he said simply. A silence fell. Then Xiao Zhan leaned into the mic. "We are in love. We've been in love for years." And with that, LGBTQ plus history in Asia split into before and after. Behind the scenes, the years they suffered in silence. This revelation may come as a surprise to casual viewers, but for fans, especially the community that has followed them since The Untamed, it felt like an emotional climax to a secret story written in shadows. For the past 4 years, both men had been under intense scrutiny. Paparazzi often caught them coincidentally in the same cities, checking into the same hotels hours apart, even spotted sharing a quiet meal in disguise. Yet every time, their team shut it down, calling it fan service, friendship, or delusion. But few knew the emotional toll this secrecy was taking. In 2023, Xiao Zhan allegedly suffered a breakdown on the set of The Longest Promise, pausing production for over a week. Close sources say he had just gotten off the phone with Wang Yibo, who was being forced to sign a clause forbidding romantic contact with any male co-star or risk losing his brand deals. "They were killing him with silence," said one staffer from that production. "He wasn't allowed to grieve or speak. He was drowning." When the world turned against them, things hit a fever pitch when a now-deleted video from a fan caught Wang Yibo crying backstage after a music show in 2024. That night, Xiao Zhan was seated front row, their eyes locked during the performance of Unbreakable, a song filled with metaphors of hidden love, escape, and reunion. It wasn't subtle, and the world noticed. Chinese netizens went into overdrive. Hashtags like #BojanReality, #Yijian and #TheyChoseLove trended for days before being wiped clean by censors. But no wipe could undo the impact of what was already brewing. Fan pages, secret forums, and even K-pop Twitter began rallying around them. And yet, they said nothing. Until today. The message that made Wang Yibo break down. The most powerful moment during the live stream came when Xiao Zhan pulled out a letter, clearly aged and folded too many times. "This was the letter Yibo wrote to me the night we decided to separate," he said, his voice breaking. Wang Yibo tried to stop him. "You don't have to." But Xiao Zhan continued. "I love you, but I can't protect you. Not yet. If we're meant to last, the world will change and I'll walk back into the sun to find you." And he did. Wang Yibo broke down in tears. The screen blurred as Xiao Zhan leaned over and pulled him into a hug, the kind of vulnerable, exhausted embrace shared between two warriors who just finished their last battle. Brands pull out, but global support pours in. Almost instantly, several Chinese sponsors announced contract suspensions. A popular skincare brand, once fronted by Wang Yibo, issued a cold statement. We respect individual choices, but we are committed to traditional family values. But then something unexpected happened. Gucci, Prada Cartier, Samsung, Netflix, Disney Plus, one by one, issued statements of support, not silence. Netflix even updated their homepage with a banner, "Love Knows No Labels," featuring Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo. Asian LGBTQ+ organizations began organizing vigils and pride walks. In Bangkok, over 10,000 people flooded the streets waving rainbow flags with Bojan handwritten across them. Tan Song-yoon's reaction: unexpectedly emotional. Caught outside a film event hours after the broadcast, Tan Song-yoon, once rumored to be romantically involved with both Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan at different times, was asked by reporters for her thoughts. She paused, teary-eyed, before saying, "I've seen how hard they tried to hide, how much they were hurting. I'm proud of them. Asia needs to see this. Our industry needs to see this." Fans were moved by her grace, and her name began trending alongside theirs. The secret meeting with Chinese censors. Sources have now confirmed that both Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan were summoned to a high-level media integrity meeting just 48 hours before the live stream. Insiders report that government reps tried to discourage any public statements that would disrupt social harmony. The response? Wang Yibo allegedly stood up and said, "What harmony is left when we're forced to lie to live?" They walked out. And that's when they planned the live stream. What happens now? Both actors are reportedly taking a break from upcoming projects. Their joint fanbase has grown exponentially overnight, reaching 19 million in less than 12 hours. But more importantly, their confession has triggered something far more powerful than fandom: visibility, representation, courage. In a region where LGBTQ+ individuals often live in fear, this moment has carved a path, messy, emotional, and dangerous, toward change. Final words from the live stream. Before ending the live stream, Xiao Zhan looked directly into the camera. "If this ends our careers, so be it. But at least we lived this truth, together." Wang Yibo added one final sentence. "We're not scared anymore. And if you're watching this, you don't have to be either." And just like that, history changed. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan didn't just confess love. They made history for China, for Asia, and for every young person looking for the courage to say, "This is me." Whatever comes next, one thing is certain: the silence is broken. And Asia will never be the same again. The air outside Beijing's Golden Dragon studio was no longer just heavy with anticipation. It was electric. Wang Yibo had just walked off stage hand in hand with Xiao Zhan during the live awards broadcast, but what happened next was never in the script. Backstage, silence fell. Producers froze. Assistants dropped their clipboards. Security radios crackled with whispers of Code White, a term used only when an A-list actor was about to do something that could rewrite headlines for weeks. Xiao Zhan's hand trembled in Yibo's. His heart pounded against his chest like it was trying to escape him. "We can still turn back," he whispered as they stood before the press wall. Yibo squeezed his hand tighter. "No," Yibo said firmly, his voice calm but seething with raw emotion. "Let the world watch us fall in love." And with that, the doors burst open. A sea of flashing lights engulfed them, but they didn't let go. Cameras caught every second. The way Yibo gently turned to adjust the collar of Xiao Zhan's suit. The way Xiao Zhan looked up at him with unspoken gratitude, pain, and defiance. In that moment, Asia didn't just watch two men hold hands. They witnessed two titans breaking a chain of fear that had bound millions. But the moment that changed everything was still to come. As reporters screamed questions and microphones surged forward, one bold journalist asked, "Are you saying what we think you're saying?" Xiao Zhan turned his head, chest visibly heaving. "I'm saying it loud enough for my family to hear," he said, voice trembling. "I love him." Gasps. Screams. Silence. Then Yibo stepped forward. "I've waited 6 years to say this," he said. "And I don't care if it costs me everything. I love him back." The world held its breath. The backlash begins, but they refuse to break. Within minutes, Hashtags exploded across platforms. Hashtag Yibo Xiao Truth. Hashtag Asia woke up. Hashtag Two Kings One Love. But not everyone was celebrating. Within hours, several brand endorsements quietly pulled their contracts. International investors froze their deals. A leaked studio email revealed that an upcoming drama featuring Xiao Zhan might be shelved indefinitely. Rumors spread like wildfire. CCTV has blacklisted them. Streaming platforms removing their scenes. Is this the end? But that's when Xiao Zhan shocked the internet once again. That night, he went live on his personal platform, eyes bloodshot but unwavering. "I've been your idol," he began. "I've sung for you, cried for you, worked until my body collapsed on set for you. But if loving him makes me unworthy of your support, then maybe you never really loved me at all." Comments poured in by the thousands. Some called him brave. Others called him reckless. But every word he said peeled back the facade that China's entertainment industry had relied on for years. And then came Yibo's post, a simple photo of their hands intertwined, with the caption, "This is history. You're either with us, or you're watching us make it." Their inner circle reacts: shock, tears, support, and silence. Tan Songyun was the first to comment publicly. She posted a photo of herself crying, writing, "They told me it would destroy their careers. But maybe love is the only thing that will rebuild this broken world." Zhang Lingyi, known for his more reserved persona, reposted their live video with just one word: respect. Meanwhile, Dylan Wang, who had been notably silent during their entire joint drama tour, finally broke his silence. In a now-deleted story, he posted a blurry photo of the three of them laughing during rehearsals, with the caption, "I always knew." Was it support? Was it regret? The internet had theories, but no confirmation. Behind the scenes, industry insiders revealed that Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo had held this secret for years, confiding only in a few close friends, avoiding public affection, and even breaking up briefly in 2021 after the pressure became too unbearable. They were never just co-stars, one producer confessed. They were fire and gravity, always orbiting each other, no matter the cost. The global outcry. The world responds. Internationally, support exploded. In Seoul, LGBTQ+ activists lit up the Namsan Tower in rainbow colors and projected "Love is Yibo and Zhan" across the city's digital billboards. In New York, fans gathered outside Times Square waving banners that read, "We see you. We stand with you." And in Manila, over 3,000 fans marched in solidarity, many of them wearing shirts that said, "Two Kings, One Throne." In contrast, Chinese regulators attempted to downplay the news, labeling the event as a publicity stunt. But the people weren't buying it. Over 17 million posts under hashtag Yibo Xiao Truth flooded Weibo within 24 hours. The algorithm couldn't suppress them fast enough. The private moment the world didn't see. What the public didn't see was what happened back in their hotel room that night. Xiao Zhan sat on the edge of the bed, hands shaking. "We did it," he whispered, eyes brimming with tears. "But what if they burn us for this?"